Alrighty guys, welcome back to 1822 MC Adventures and More. This is my channel and my name is Pete. As many of you know, I just came back from the mountains and right now I am busy as a three-legged cat in a turd burying contest trying to catch up with everything that was happening while I was gone, because time stands still for no man. But with that being said, I do have part one of a two-part video queued up for you. And it is me unpacking my motorcycle and talking about some of the gear that I took to the mountains. And part two will consist of what is in my pack and what is in my saddlebags and what I brought along for a fishing bag and a food bag and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully you'll find this interesting. With that being said, here we go. Alright, now I did not use my 3-Trick Pony Black Widow stick, but I most definitely would take it again, because my first day it was a heat wave, my second day was hurricane force rains, so by the time I got up there I was exhausted. I didn't really want to do any hiking, and I certainly didn't feel like doing any tundra rod type fishing, so I didn't use it. But next time I do plan on doing some hiking, and I will take this with me. And it is it's a 13-footer. I mean, I can put this out at 10-foot or 8-foot and still use it. So I would take this again. And of course, I took Old Glory. I go nowhere without her. My ultralight, I definitely will take that again. I caught fish with this one. My fly rod, spinning rod, unnecessary. Will not take it back up there. My shovel, absolutely. Sitting mat and my doormat for my tent, absolutely, and my hammock, absolutely would take that again. Back brace always comes with me on a road trip. Using that, even though it's just a regular lumbar support, for me that's the difference between 5 hours in the saddle and 8 hours in the saddle. A little extra help, maybe an aspirin, makes for a couple more hours and a couple more 100 miles. Alright, so here in the back, I was using my French Army gas mask bag as a food bag. I had 1 week plus worth of food in here. I took my camera bag because I wanted to get on the mountaintop and take some just absolutely fantastic pictures from the mountaintop. Well, guess whose dumbass forgot the battery to the camera? So this went to the mountains and back all the way for nothing, but it enjoyed the ride. I still can't believe I did that. In here is my standard issue motorcycle rain suit. It's black with reflective striping. I had rain booties in there, but I did have something new I tried out, and I really liked it. These are Swiss Army, I think they said they were Flightline mittens or some weird shit, I don't know. They're waterproof, definitely. Silver reflective and blaze orange. And when the rain started, I slipped these on and they kept my hands dry. They were like $8. Awesome deal. But yeah, I knew it was going to rain at least once. And I'm so glad that I brought this, because it was like hurricane force rains. It was ridiculous. In all my years of riding, that rain that I rode through last Tuesday would be in my top 5 of the hardest rains I've ever ridden through, bar none. And speaking of rain, here's some right now. And for schlepping around in the campsite, I brought a pair of tennis shoes because you can't wear your snake boots all the time. You got to take them off and let them air out once in a while. And for just knocking around in the campsite, a pair of sneakers is a good deal for me. I better throw these over here. This right here is just a bag of junk. I have a box of trout slayers in there. I have some panfish magnets in there. Extra bandana, rag, extra flashlight, 2 contractor trash bags, another flashlight, battery pack, the cell phone cords, the charging cords for the battery pack, a little bit of cordage, just a miscellaneous bag. And this is the old Chinese Army medics bag. I would never consider using this for a first aid bag ever again, which I did at one time. But it's a good possible bag. Just put stuff in it for whatever reason. So yeah, I would take this with me again. This right here, another Chinese Army medics bag. I got camera gear in here. Small stuff like a selfie stick, little tripod, and harnesses, all that good stuff. I know I'll be bringing that again, but I know I have to figure out a much better camera bag storage / hiking system. This right here is the carrying strap that I use for my food bag, but when I'm not wearing my extra canteen, I had it strapped to that. So in the process of traveling, I had it wrapped around the pack, so I had easy access to a canteen. And I wasn't wearing it on my cartridge belt. And of course, I took my 3-trick pony. But before I get into that, let me unleash this. Because normally what I'll do is I'll put the pack on there and I'll put a bungee cord around it, which gets all hung up under everything. But I'll put the pack on with a bungee cord. I don't use rock straps and all that crap. And then I will use a kayak strap to strap it to the actual motorcycle. That way, if you tip over in a parking lot, all your shit don't fall all over the parking lot. This will hold a pack on there, and the bungee cords will hold the smaller stuff no matter what other people say. It's worked for me. I'm 60 years old. I'm not changing now. On top of my pack, of course, I brought my 2-trick pony. I normally lay this on my air mattress, and I also, if you remember correctly, if you follow the channel, I cut a slit in the neck and sewed it up so I can wear it as a poncho. And I did wear it 2 nights up there in the mountains. It did get down into the 50s twice, so this worked out quite well. My only complaint about it is I may consider sewing 2 buttons on the neck area and a couple of buttonholes, because if you use it as a blanket and you roll around a little bit, your butt ends up out the neck hole and your butt gets cold. I don't need this down around here in the black swamp till it gets cooler, but on a mountain trip where you don't know what the temperature is, most definitely will be in my bag. Can't imagine going anywhere without these things. I had them strapped over the luggage rack. It worked out perfect. Strapped to my pack, I brought my little hatchet. Definitely will take this again. I did do a little bushwhacking with it, and of course I was pounding my stakes in with it. Good thing. For those of you that have not seen this, let me show it off real quick. Back in my younger days, when I did sheetrock, this was a sheetrock hammer. It's a WB-21, wallboard 21-ounce hatchet. It used to have a big mushroom head on there, so when you hit the drywall, it would put like a mushroom print, kind of like a head print if you head butted the sheetrock, and then that way it doesn't tear the paper. I don't do sheetrock no more, so I cut that mushroom head off, put it on a grinder, grind it off the edge there so I can use it as a hammer. I reshaped the head here as a hatchet, put a new handle on it, oiled it up, and now it's a small hatchet and a hammer and a means of self-defense. And that's just a piece of leather cut to fit and a rawhide strap. Works quite well. Alright, now this right here is a 2-quart canteen cover, but what's inside it is some handy wipes, some Kleenex for more than obvious reasons. The Kleenex, there wasn't any pollen for me up there, but it's always nice to have something to blow your nose with. Handy wipes, you get hot and sticky, even in the mountains. This is very nice to wipe off and refresh yourself with, and for taking a trip to the latrine, without going into details, these handy wipes come in pretty damn handy. But in this pouch is my Hungarian mess kit. And I had a few small things in here, salt and pepper, tea, some drink mix. I had some oil and some popcorn, which I believe is still in here. Yep. For some strange reason, I just decided, being that I was on top of a mountain in bear country, that cooking some popcorn might not be a bright idea. Because I figured I probably would have filled the whole holler up with the smell of freshly popped popcorn. So the little voice in my head said, that's not a very smart thing to do, so I decided to not do it. But on my next local adventure, if it's not too dang hot out, I am going to cook some popcorn in my Hungarian Army mess kit. And I did do some stew pot cooking in it while I was up there. It's a great kit. It fits right here on the side of my Alice pack. So I guess we could call that a hack. I call it just normal fucking thinking. On the bottom of my Alice pack, this is my intense first aid kit. This is a saw pouch. I have all kinds of stuff in that. I'll have to go into that detail later. Normally when I just go fishing and hiking, I take a small military style IFAK, but this one is for most anything that could happen to you in the woods. Behind the pack, of course, I got my butt pad and kneeling pad for when I'm cooking. I have a little flashlight run through the webbing of the pack. On this side of the pack, I have my Serbian mess kit. I took a combination of mess kits up there. And of course in here there is a 1-liter canteen, there is a canteen cup, there is a serving dish bowl cup thing, and then another little like small cup. Served its purpose quite well. Of course I had my spork, my K-bar spork fork. Those of you that don't know what they are, it's a plastic knife and a spork. Comes in very handy for lunch. This is my water filtration kit. This is an old M16 ammo pouch. And what's in here is a bandana in case the water's clean. It has like leaves and weird stuff floating across the top of it. You can filter the water before you put it in your filter bag, so your filter will last longer. This is the tube for back flushing the filter. This is the syringe that you take the treated water, fill it up, put the hose on here, and then you put it into your filter and you go this way, and you back flush the filter and it stays clean. It's my understanding, I think these things are good for 6 months from the day you first use them. I'm very impressed with the filter. It's just your standard issue Sawyer squeeze. I know there's other companies that make these style filters. I never used it before. I'm impressed with it. I'm not impressed with the bag. I guess I was using it too much. It's a 16-ounce bag. If you was just going on a hike, yeah, good to see you again too, Big Red. If you was just going on a hike, 16 ounces at a time would be plenty. But I have seen where they make a gallon and a 2-gallon bag, and I'm getting one of those too. because then that way you can get a whole gallon of water, you can hook your filter up to it, you can hang it from a tree and just pop the cap and get all the water you want, 1 gallon or 2 gallons at a time. Did not use them, but these are your standard issue water tabs like you get in the military. If it's fairly clear water, if I remember right, it's 2 tabs in 30 minutes. If it's cloudy water, you put like 4 tabs, whatever. One of my last choices for water purification. I'd rather boil it or filter it, or filter it, boil it, or boil it and filter it, whatever I need to do. But this is an option. This is a bottle of bleach. It's like, I think it's 1 or 2 drops to like 5 gallons of water or whatever, so like a little drip into a gallon is more than enough. That's another option, not one of my first choices. But other than this bag, I guess, you know, they say it's a squeeze bottle, a squeeze bag. I say it's more of a suck bag, because you squeeze on it too hard, you might pop a leak like I did. So what I did was I took some super glue and I put a little super glue over the hole, and I took some clear Gorilla Tape and sealed it all up, and I finished out my trip. And the locals did tell me, while I could have drank the water without any issues, at age 60 I'm not about to drink untreated water. Even though the only thing between me and the beginning of the creek was probably a 1/4 mile, I still wouldn't do it. But like I said, the filter system I used was great. I just wasn't very impressed with the little rinky-dink bag. For hiking, I think that 16-ounce bag would be awesome. For camping, it's just too damn small. This is an old military M16 ammo pouch that would hold 3 30-round banana clips. Sorry, all you young experts, I know they're magazines, but in the day we called them banana clips, so fuck off on that. And it had a pouch on either side that you could hold a grenade. I cut those off because they just get in the way. But for a water filtration system, this old ammo pouch works quite well. And this is the new style canteen pouch, I guess. That's what it was sold to me as. Desert camo, Molly compatible, so it straps on here. Even though it's a Molly deal, you just strap it on and it holds. And here I had some sweet stuff for my water. But to tell you the truth, I didn't use it. The water was so pure up there, I just drank it the way it was, unless I was making coffee or tea. Alrighty, well that wraps up part 1. I hope you got a little something out of it. Part 2 will be coming up in a couple of days. So with that being said,